He lost his best friend, his daughter, the woman he loved, all before he turned 40. Most men would have disappeared. He went to work. This is not a story about tragedy. It's a study in what tragedy makes of a man who refuses to break. Welcome to the archive. Born in Beirut, 1964. His name means cool breeze over the mountains in Hawaiian. His father, Hawaiian Chinese, his mother, English. A child of 3 continents before he was old enough to choose. His father left when he was 3. No explanation, no goodbye. Just an empty chair, and a boy who learned early that love was not a guarantee. 4 schools, 3 cities. Diagnosed with dyslexia, told he wasn't smart enough. He was the outsider in every room, and he was building something no one could see yet. He found ice hockey, then theater. Both required the same thing, full commitment or nothing. He was already writing his operating system. He moved to Los Angeles at 19. No connections, no money. He slept in his car. Then he booked his first film, then his second. He was not lucky. He was ready. But the real archive entry begins here. October 31st, 1993, Halloween night. River Phoenix, his closest friend in the industry, collapsed outside a nightclub and never got up. Keanu didn't give a press statement. He didn't post a tribute. He disappeared for 3 months. When he came back, he worked harder, not to forget, but to process through motion. He many times refused to outrun grief. He walked straight into it. Then 1999, December, his daughter, Ava Archer Syme Reeves, was born stillborn at 8 months. He held her. Then, he buried her. 18 months later, the woman he loved, Jennifer Syme, was killed in a car accident. She was 28 years old, the kind of loss that ends most people. 3 losses, 10 years. Any one of them would have justified walking away. He didn't walk away. He went back to set. Here's where the archive gets interesting. Most people in his position went one of 2 ways: collapse publicly or monetize the pain. He chose neither. His Matrix bonus, reportedly $75 million, distributed quietly to the costume and visual effects crews. No press release, no interview. He set up a children's cancer charity anonymously. For years, no one knew who funded it. The sad Keanu photograph, 2010. A paparazzi caught him eating a sandwich alone on a New York bench. The internet turned it into a meme. He laughed. He understood something most people never learn. You cannot control the narrative, you can only control your response to it. On the New York subway, standing, giving his seat to a woman with heavy bags, no camera crews, no publicist. He's just a man who behaves the same whether anyone is watching or not. That is not performance, that is character. But the archive doesn't stop at admiration. We don't study Keanu Reeves because he survived. We study how he did it. Because beneath the modesty and behind the silence lies a calculated operating system, an internal strategy that almost no one talks about. Rule 1. He never made his pain his identity. Every public figure who suffers openly eventually becomes their suffering. The tragedy becomes the brand. The brand becomes the prison. He refused the brand. Rule 2. He converted inward. Every loss made him more generous, not less. Pain tends to contract people. He used it to expand. That is not therapy, that is alchemy. Rule 3. He stayed in the physical. When the mind is in chaos, the body is the only variable you control. John Wick at 58 doing his own stunts. Hat was not a movie, it was a document. 3 rules, not from a self-help book, extracted from 40 years of watching a man refuse to be reduced. So here is what the archive concludes. Keanu Reeves did not survive tragedy. Survival implies you barely made it. He metabolized it. Every loss became material, not for a film, but for a self. He took everything they gave him, the absence, the grief, the loss, and refused to be reduced. He turned fuel into fire, and the fire, 60 years in, is still burning. That is not luck. That is not even talent. That is strategy. And strategy never fades. This was the Keanu Reeves file. The archive continues. Subscribe. Witness who's next.